Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm your host, Bob. Let's talk about love. Not the feeling, not the romance, not even the idea. Let's talk about the force. Because if love is truly a force, not just a word or a mood, then it must be made of something. It must have weight, energy, structure, motion, intelligence. It must have a composition. So today I want to ask, what does the love force consist of? What are the elements that give it shape and strength? What makes it move through us? And why does it heal, soften, guide, and transform? This isn't abstract, guys. This is real. Because if you want to live a life powered by love, you have to understand what it's made of. Let's go deeper. The love force begins with attention. Not passive glances, not distracted nods, but full, undivided presence. Attention is what tells another soul, I see you, and more than that, you matter. When you look someone in the eye and really see them without needing to fix, judge, or rush, something sacred happens. Walls come down. Hearts soften. The thread begins to weave. Attention is the love force's gateway. Nothing flows without it. So if you want to give more love, start with this question. Who am I really seeing today? Because where you place your attention, you plant love's seed. The next strand in the love force is gentleness. Now don't confuse it with weakness. Gentleness is willful softness. It's controlled strength. It's the way a large hand holds a tiny baby. The way a whisper can stop a scream. The way a soul calms when it senses it's not in danger anymore. Gentleness is what makes love feel safe. And safe love is what makes healing possible. So if you've ever wondered why your kindness didn't land, check the volume. Love doesn't need to shout to be powerful. In fact, the most powerful love often speaks with the softest voice. Love isn't just soft, it's courageous. Because love requires vulnerability. It requires showing up when you could hide. It means risking rejection, failure, or heartbreak, and showing up anyway. Courage is what gives the love force momentum. It's what moves it into action. You can believe in love all day long, but until you choose to risk for it, you're still on the sidelines. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you say, this matters more than my fear. And when love has courage behind it, it moves mountains. Next, the love force consists of consistency. Not the grand gesture, not the big moment, but the daily decision to show up again and again. To speak kindly even when you're tired. To forgive even when it would be easier to walk away. To care even when no one says thank you. Consistency is what builds trust. It's what gives love its structure. It's the heartbeat of real love. When love is consistent, it becomes believable. When it's believable, it becomes transformational. So ask yourself this: what kind of love do I offer when no one is looking? That's where consistency lives. That's where the force becomes form. Love without truth becomes codependency. Love without truth becomes performance. But love with truth, that's clarity. That's alignment that is real. Truth doesn't mean being harsh. It means being honest with love still present. It's the voice that says, I care too much to let you keep hurting yourself. This is where I end and you begin. I love you, but I also love me, and I need this boundary. Truth gives the love force integrity. It prevents love from becoming distortion. When love is truthful, it liberates, it breathes, it lives in the light. Now, here's the beauty of love structure. It leaves room. Room for mistakes, room for growth, and room for mess. That's what grace is. Grace doesn't excuse harm. It simply recognizes that none of us are finished. Grace says, you don't have to be perfect to be loved. I'm still here, even as you grow. The love force doesn't demand perfection. It flows around imperfection. That's why it's so powerful. It adapts without losing its shape. And finally, love always carries invitation. Love doesn't force. Love doesn't coerce. Love says, come closer if you want to. It makes room. It opens space. It extends a hand, but never grabs the wrist. Love invites the world to join it. And when someone chooses to walk into that space of their own will, that's where transformation begins. Because love doesn't demand change. Love calls forth change through warmth, safety, and welcome. When you put all these pieces together, attention, gentleness, courage, consistency, truth, grace, and invitation, what you have left is not just a feeling. You have a living force, a field, a thread, a movement of energy that wants to heal, connect, restore, and uplift. That's not poetry, that's reality. Because you felt it. You've definitely felt it. Every time someone showed up with these elements, you felt something change. And I know you have. It's not random. That's the force of love doing what it does best, reminding us who we are. So, if you've ever wondered what love really is, not the bumper sticker, not the fairy tale, not the broken version that let you down, but real love. It's made of presence and patience and power and truth and grace and the quiet decision to keep showing up even when it's hard. That's what the love force consists of, and it's what you're made of too. It is. It's what we are all made of. So go live it, not just as a feeling, but as a frequency. choose to switch to that frequency. Let it move through your tone, your choices, your eyes, your hands, and let it be the architecture of how you exist. And then sit back and watch how the world responds. I love you all very, very, very much. And you know what I need you to do? Go pass that on. Later, Gators. Bye.